What's up there, tribe? I was not actually expecting to be back so soon. Um, Welcome to my channel, Pages of Ascension. My name is Tia. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back, my clan of misfits. Like I said, I was not actually expecting to be back here. But for whatever reason, I'm called to do another reading, or two other readings actually. So there will be a part two or a counterpart two to this in a separate video. So make sure you subscribe so that you can be notified when that goes up. And yeah, so this particular reading is designated for those right now who are facing the dark. You're walking into the dark. You're walking into the dark night of the soul. Okay? Or things just seem or feel very bleak for you. And maybe even those around you. Okay? So, this will hopefully shed a little bit of light on your situation and give you some hope too. That's my goal. That's my intent. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get these cards all shuffled up and stuff, and we'll talk a tiny bit of shop, I guess. So I am not doing personal readings at this time, but I will be opening up my calendar soon for that. So, again, make sure you subscribe because I'll announce that here. I'm also on Twitter at POACreator and on Instagram as Pages of Ascension. So make sure to follow me there as well, as I do a lot of my sales and stuff like that. That's usually where those will be mentioned first. So there's that. Yeah, let's look at the journal really quick. Yeah, I don't think there is anything else, actually. That's pretty much all the shop that I wanted to talk. I'm still a pretty new YouTube channel, relatively speaking, anyway. So, you know. And I'm playing it kind of cool right now. I decided not to do personal readings into December. So, meh. That will change very soon here, though. It's interesting because I imagine that there are people that during what we've got going on right now, and this reading will be dated, that said, that they feel called to step away from what they're doing. And it's interesting, or being called to step away and go into something else, I'll put it that way. And then there are those whom I feel are being called to step into service, right? So I feel like for this particular group, those that are within the midst of the dark night of the soul, or stepping into this process, you were feeling called to step away from something. Not necessarily towards something else. Some of you might be in that limbo space. I understand. I hate that limbo space. I was in that limbo space for a while too. But you're being called away from something. If that's the case, follow your intuition because it is there for a reason. It is saying for a reason that you need to step away. So listen to that. Now, oh, the temple of my body. Okay, that's not normally how I shuffle these cards. I wasn't going to keep it. Wow. Y'all have some very interesting cards coming out. I'm not keeping those. I'm gonna do the shuffle cut for these. Although apparently with y'all, okay, so the decks that I'm using today, this one, Dark Mirror, I've actually had this deck for like well over a year. I've never used it on camera. Um, at least I don't think I've used it on camera, at least not in a video that I've posted. So, um, anyways, this is a really amazing deck for digging into shadow aspects. So, if that is work that you are doing right now, I would highly suggest getting this deck for yourself. I found it to be very telling as I was going through it. I didn't take a whole lot of time to prime the deck. I just wasn't called to do that. I was called more to just kind of use it, pull a card when stuff kind of wasn't feeling on the up. And it's been really insightful. So there is that Dark Mirror. Yeah, let me know if you want me to do an unboxing of this one. I'll be happy to do that for y'all. Okay, so for our primary deck, I'm actually using the Night Sun tarot deck. I'll be clarifying with the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck. And, yeah, let's get this party started. Okay. So, I'm going to start off with the Dark Mirror cards first. So, we have the Temple of My Body as the first card. And then, Blinded to the Pain. Okay, so I actually will have to bust in the book for these. I'm pretty sure Temple of My Body has to do with, yeah, that's what I thought. So, this represents the first quarter moon. The stage is depression. So, I feel I am not worth enough. So, this card is about the darkness in the body. Culture can make us take distance from what is our corpality. So, many religions and customs, for instance, demonize sex in many forms, in many different ways. Wow, I can read. Lacing it with guilt, as an assassin could lace food with poison. On the other side, we are collaborators in cheapening our body, hiding it, being shamed by it, selling it. Giving it away for nothing. It happens when we accept an abusive relationship, when we refuse to respect the body of another. Or more simply, when we do things like being too lazy to eat healthily. Our body is a temple. It cannot be defiled. We can take a shower, raise our chin, feel proud. It is our body, ours. So that's super interesting and relevant to what's going on right now. Let's look at Blinded to Pain, excuse me. So that's the one that popped out, was the Body Temple card. Blinded to Pain, oh wow, okay, just keeps getting better. Is the waning crescent, the stage is denial. T.S. Eliot said, "A fly that lives a single day has lived as long as we, yet we accept the passage of time like it didn't matter, like we don't matter. Every day a single line is added to the pattern, a single fly is added to the wall. We take one more responsibility. We take a little more abuse. We shoulder a little more pain. We smile in front of a little more insolence. We close our eyes to our wounds. We think we can endure it. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt, we say to ourselves. Like men, because it is manly to endure and be strong. Like women, because it's feminine to endure and be strong. Like humans, because the care and gentleness we feel is precious to others and we don't dare to actually claim for ourselves. After all, we can do it, but it actually hurts. It's painful. Tears are better than feeding flies with our own blood. We can scream and say no or endure, nevertheless, but remembering that we are just humans, neither heroes nor saints. Okay. Let's stay into the cards. Some of you out there are feeling like what you do isn't going to make a difference in what's going on. It's like how it's being said everyone's going to get the virus. It's just going to be a matter of severity to how you get it. There's some of you out there that are still not taking proper precautions with your health because of statement like that or statements like that that have been made that you've been thinking thought forms. Pick one, okay? And I feel like what Spirit is telling you specifically in regards to this is that it does. Every little bit does. Okay? Let me get one more. And you give me two, of course. I kind of akin this to the archetype of Pisces. Okay? So, with the ebb and flow of the moon, how Pisces character, or even caricature, I can talk, I swear, how there is that polarness. There can be very holy, very saintly, very spiritual, deeply, deeply spiritual people within the Pisces community, right? And then on the flip side, there can be very lustful, very indulgent, very, oh goodness, what's the word I'm looking for? Delusional within the same community. And it's like trying to marry these two sides within this situation that you have been faced with. Knowing that, no matter what, this thing is coming for you and it's coming for your health. So there's this idea of that, oh, well, if that's the case, then I might as well live the fullest life I can right now and do everything right now and not put anything off. Right? Versus keeping yourself healthy, watching what you're putting in your body, making sure that your immune system is ripe and ready to go for whenever this thing comes that's coming for your health, right? So there's some of you out there that are having trouble reconciling that. And there's the perp. Ah, confirmation of that. So we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is a kind of a progression, actually, from the midweek check-in that I did. It's the secret being told. Okay, that's really interesting how this is tying in together. I almost wonder if there aren't some companies out there saying that this is what we're doing and they're not actually doing what they're saying that they're doing. Okay. um and then we have the Empress again, which popped out in reverse. The King of Swords, which again in reverse. I am tripping the fuck out right now. Ten of Wands. Interesting. Interesting. So on the most mundane level, this could be um a toxic love connection between someone that you have children with, or there's somehow children involved. I'm picking that up from the Empress. um yeah, I don't know if it's like the I don't know if it's like the secrecy of, why would this need to be secret? Okay, let me keep going before I start digging, because I'm like, all these questions are popping up in my head right now, and I'm like, the fuck? I don't know if it's the Empress or the King of Swords who is like willingly shouldering this burden right now because they're both in reverse. But there's something coming out about this particular interaction, this particular partnership, about the pain that this has caused not just these two people, but I would feel like the people surrounding it, and how, oh man, oh really? Okay. Um the temple of my body, there's something someone has been, oh, really right now. Okay, so there's something that someone has been doing. This feels a lot like someone who's sleeping around and has caught something based on what's on my board. Mind you, I haven't gotten through the rest of the cards yet. This is just the first two slots, okay? Um Someone's been sleeping around and they caught something. This feels more STD than viral pandemic. um okay. Yeah, and the secrets come. Oh my god. Someone's about to be put on blast about their health status. Okay, so that's the dark. That's going into the dark here. It is gonna have. It will have an effect on a union, but I don't know if it's necessarily this union here. Um. Oh, okay, let's keep going. I'm literally getting the same cards that I got in the midweek check-in right now. This is insane. This is the Star Reverse. Like the same exact cards. Go watch that reading. It's like, if that's the tech company side of it, this is like the trigger for what's going on within that tech company or something, or in a family, or in a laboratory. Like, wow. So yeah, someone didn't get any recognition. Um, I've never gotten this before, but like, oh yeah, so they might just be cubes here, but they look like little buildings to me, like a campus of some sort. So this is, so this would be like the head of a company, Okay, so I wonder if there's like a head of the company that's female owned, and this is what this or let's say feminine energy, and this feminine energy, this is what they're going through in the background as like the company falls apart or the company is looking to like sell assets or gain assets or something like that. So oh, this is so trippy. This is so trippy right now. I don't even know what to do with this. Okay, but since it's in the reverse, we're dealing possibly with an Aquarius, Scorpio. I've got Saturn in Sagittarius. All air signs on deck, of course, and Venus specifically. Possibly Taurus or Aries. For me, is what I consider the Empress. So, in any case, the Star card came out in reverse. It's like I'm getting a mix of like toxic femininity and narcissism. Like, this is someone who's very, very self-involved. Very, very self-involved. In an oppressive a partnership, actually. This King of Swords, like, feels very, like, verbally abusive, verbally aggressive. So in the reverse, like, the things that comes out this person's mouth are just, like, vile. Okay? Like, straight up vile. This is like this is a toxic partnership. Okay, let's move on to our last slot. So we have the King of Cups in reverse. This is someone who's a heavy drinker. And then we've got the Five of Wands. You guys, the same cards are coming up in this reading. I'm using a completely, all of these decks are completely new. I didn't use any of these decks in that other reading. So this is definitely collective energy. There is no doubt in my mind that this is collective energy. Yeah, this is someone here. Let me look a little deeper real quick. Like I said, it affects the partnership, but not by much. And I say that because I feel like both parties have toxic habits that they participate in together. I feel like alcohol's the big one. And this is what I feel like is triggering the dark night. So it's like as if someone had a drunken night, messed with someone that they should have, did something that they should have, didn't take the proper precautions with their health, and now something else, like something transpired from that. There's now like a health issue because of that that wasn't known, and now it's becoming known. So, yeah, we have alcohol here. Yeah, the toxicity, strength of coming over the toxicity. This person's greedy too. I don't know if it makes sense, but like I hear greedy drunk. They're a greedy drunk. Yeah, it just keeps getting better. Um so wow. I don't even wow. Same exact cards. Same exact cards. Healthcare, tech industry. Go back and watch that reading, that midweek collective for this week. It is called. Let me write it down. It's called Winner Takes All. Okay, go watch that reading because that's got something to do with this. So, how all of this relates to your journey. Eyes on the prize and be the bridge. So some of you might be called to like facilitate. It's telling you, like, it says trust the guide of your North Star and expand your consciousness to behold both worlds. So I feel like for this Empress more so. Yeah, this definitely feels like for the Empress more so. Oh, by BT Dubs, Seven of Swords. Okay, yeah, it keeps getting better. For oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, the hero. Interesting. Anyways, I feel like for this feminine energy, even if it is toxic feminine energy, okay, so I don't know who the primary person is in this. I don't know if it's the feminine energy or the masculine energy. But I feel like specifically the feminine energy is being called to be the hero in this instance. You're being called to step into a leadership position once this information comes out, whatever this information is, to take a step forward. Um okay, maybe this does have to do with the viral outbreak. I don't know. Um there's a health issue here. It was precipitated by 6. Take what you will from that. But in any case, the feminine energy is being tasked to be the bigger person in this. Be the hero. It could also be that this is something that you're observing specifically, and you're being tasked when whoever this person is that comes to you and tells you about, this other person's health status or whatever they've got going on, it might be tasked to you to shut that shit down, especially if it's like some type of like toxic rumor. Interesting. The counselor. You know what this feels like? This is so nuts that I'm getting all of this. Like, I don't know if it was like a doctor messing around with a patient or something, or like I don't know what this is, but this is very similar energy to the collective reading. This feels like whistleblower energy. This feels like whistleblower energy. And it's got something to do with health. And coming out with this information, sharing this information, it is going to hurt you. It is going to hurt a lot of people. But your job is to be the bridge. Even as the whistleblower. I hope this is so weird. None of this is making any sense to me. Please let me know in the comments if this is making sense to you. You don't even have to elaborate on the situation, because I feel like if this hasn't come into play yet, it is going to soon, so not to like give yourself away. But if it resonates, please let me know, because I'm like tripping out right now. Yeah, and we have justice again. Oh, excuse me, no, this is not justice. It feels like justice. It's got a justice element to it, but it's like, it feels more like injustice. This is the seven of swords, which you've already got on the board. Man, someone's trying to get away with some sneaky shit right now. And there's going to be a lot of this. I feel like there's going to be a lot more of this coming out. That's why I was saying in that other reading, justice is at play right now. Justice is heavily at play. Masculine, feminine. So this could be an issue with gender roles. The father. Emotion and intellect. So I'm feeling like this is all talking about this King of Swords in reverse and this Empress dynamic. Okay. Emotion versus intellect. Okay, I this is the same energy. This is legit the same energy. I'm having trouble verbalizing this. So it can play either way in this situation. It could be masculine or feminine. Oh my god, I'm so cold right now. The counselor, the hero, masculine, feminine, the father, emotion, intellect. Something's about to blow up. Like, big. Okay? And I feel like someone's emotional and intellectual nature will be on display. And, it's like puppet strings. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. I can't go in any further. I'm seeing this and I cannot verbalize it. I'm not being allowed to go further on this storyline. So I know I'm picking up on something like pretty heavy right now. Bear with me. Bear with me because I'm digging here. The counselor is the hero. The whistleblower. That's the whistleblower energy. I don't know if it's the King of Swords or if it's the Empress whose emotion and intellect is on display here. Okay, so this is completely separate. This is like an adjudication energy for me. It almost takes on like a judge energy versus the typical emperor energy that I get. So I mean, like, this could be a CEO, this could be like a major stakeholder. This could just be the patriarch in your family. This could be patriarchy in general, based on what's going on. Yeah, I don't know if it's the Empress. It's like there's a flip of gender roles here, or at least in this particular situation, and part of that is the burden. I'm gonna move on past that, cause yeah, that's whew, I could spend some time on that, just staring at it and getting stuff and not being able to verbalize it, and I'd like to give you something more than that to watch and get with the card, so okay. Perception and Queen of Water. This is death energy for me. Like, or actually, excuse me, death is not the right word. It's crone energy. Even though there's actually like a crone card in here, this is very much like Hecate energy. Okay? And then we've got the Queen of Water here. This feels like the uprising of the feminine. I think that's what's going on here. this is the uprising of the feminine. So I don't know if there's like, we've got the Seven of Swords here twice. I don't know what feminine energy it is leading a conglomerate or a company playing. It's like they're playing. I'm not. I think the feminine energy in this particular scenario is the puppeteer. Okay. Um, it's almost like if someone, and this is so crazy because I've had this happen before and I'm freezing right now. Um, it's like if, say you're at a company, okay, and you've got a couple of different bosses and some supervisors and then like a colleague that's a little bit higher in seniority for you, right, than you, right? And that colleague tells you some information that forces you to have to come forward about some deed that's being done. And it's like this colleague knows about something that's going on between the emperor and the empress, so the two heads of the company. Okay, a feminine energy and a masculine energy. Does not necessarily have to be a woman and a man, even though I am feeling like heavy uprising of the feminine energy for this, okay? Which is interesting. Which would mean this is a reading more geared towards the masculine energy. So the masculine energy is going into the dark. In any case, so this colleague tells you some very sensitive information, and the ethics come into play, and you feel forced to come forward. What you're not realizing is that that colleague was manipulating you because they knew that someone needed to come forward. They just didn't want to be the whistleblower. Yeah, one of them people. Um, so it is. There's something about gender roles here. There's something about gender roles. I don't know if it's like gender discrimination, like blatant gender discrimination that's going on. This does feel a lot like the uprising of the feminine, or at least being puppeteered by a toxic feminine energy. And part of what you're not seeing is the truth behind this person. I think your perception of this person and what they mean for you is slightly skewed. So the Queen of Water is a very, very, very psychic queen energy. Okay. It's like if the Queen of Water can see it, at least here's how I kind of view the Queen. So like the information comes through in the to the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords cuts through the veil, becoming the Queen of Water, and the Queen of Water peers into the ethers and beyond. The Queen of Wands comes through to enact action, like the combustion that's needed to move whatever that is forward, and the Queen of Pentacles grounds it here in reality. Okay, that's how I view the queens. So this Queen of Water person actually might be highly, highly intuitive, highly, highly perceptive, okay? But I feel like for some of you, this particular queen energy might be operating out of ego because they feel burdened. No, they're operating out of ego because they're carrying a burden. So I don't know if it's something that they've done. Maybe they participated in it. It's kind of like that idea in legalese where you plead the fifth, because if you say anything, you basically incriminate yourself. And that's a lot what this feels like. There we go. That's what you were waiting for. All right. I do think our ginger here is this is someone who is grounded. Like they are very psychic, I would say, but they are grounded in the practical and in the reality of things, and their heart is in the right place for doing this, but they are being manipulative. There is something manipulative going here, but it feels more like in the form of being cunning to exact a specific outcome than it does manipulation in a sense to get somebody in trouble. Like they're not this is not revenge focus. This particular person, this Queen of Water, they're doing what they're doing because they know that it's to benefit more people. Like it's going to benefit people as a whole. The cunning moves that they're making. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, let's move on to the star card. There we go. That's how that came out. The mother. So we have the Empress popping out twice. Okay. So I feel like this is a feminine energy manipulating another feminine energy to bring attention to something that a masculine energy is doing or something a masculine energy has done in regards to health status. Whatever this whistleblower energy is, I feel like this has something to do with healthcare. This is so fucking crazy. Okay. Hmm. It's 8. Yeah, their third eye is like wide open. Wide open. Whoever this feminine energy is. Um it's someone that you've known for a really long time as well. I feel like this is an established friendship, partnership, um between these two feminines. No. Scratch that, between this feminine and this masculine. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is almost like, and y'all know I love the analogies. I can't help myself, right? So it's almost like if this feminine and this masculine energy like went into, oh, seriously? No. Oh my god. Okay. So like this feminine and this masculine went into business together, or maybe this is just like a marital partnership, and there's something that this masculine is doing that is not above board. So this feminine goes to their friend, who I feel like is a very, like, might be a psychic. Okay. And starts to, it's like this feminine energy, this mother energy, is playing on the emotions of this Queen of Water. Okay, so the Queen of Water is the whistleblower. I feel like the Queen of Water and this is the whistleblower. Um yeah. You know what, y'all? This feels a lot like, okay, so again, I don't know how this would tie into healthcare because I keep getting like mental health care, like behavioral health, mental health, um, counseling, psychology, uh, um, those types of industries, those types of healing industries, if you will. Okay, and I'm not sure how this would come into play with that particular industry. Um, but I feel like something about what this particular company is doing is contributing to the degradation of the environment some way. And they're going to find that it's something that's persisting in the water and in the soil specifically. Okay, specifically in the water and in the soil. Um that is so weird. I have no idea what kind of scenario that would be. Like, how would a mental health company corporation have any effect on the environment? Maybe it's like a type of prescription or something that's being prescribed that's now persisting in like the water in the environment or something. um I have no idea how that ties in. Y'all are gonna have to let me know. um, let's move on. So, Seven of Swords here. And this is definitely starting to feel like one long storyline, one continuous storyline. There's an affair going on. Intuition. So, Two of Cups again. Two of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Okay, we've got Two of Cups again. Alright, this is an affair of some sort. Moon in Aquarius. Cancer, feminine energy, specifically. Yeah, I've got Aquarius multiple times on the board here. Um, dude, oh my god, I've got chills right now. Okay, I don't know what I'm picking up, but like, this is, dude. Um, so, the fuck? It's almost coming off as like competing Empress energies on top of that. There's definitely an affair of some sort going on. I just don't know who is what. Who is what. The fact that the intuition card is popping up, it makes me think that maybe this Queen of Cups is involved in some kind of affair. Let me get one more. Oh my fucking god. Okay, it's the same cards coming out, y'all. It's the same cards. Um okay, so this King of Air energy is you, the viewer. Regardless to the gender that you identify with, the King of Air is you. It's the self. Okay? You need to use your intuition about a person because they are having an affair. I don't know if it's like maybe these two Empress energies or this Queen and this Empress energy are having an affair. And maybe you're the counselor. And this Mother energy, or we'll say Empress number 2 energy, comes to you and says, hey, by the way, I'm messing around with this person, and this Mother energy is married to this Father energy. This is like some General Hospital meets Jerry Springer meets like Wolf of Wall Street kind of shit. Oh my gosh. Okay, wow. Yo. Yeah, this is a third party situation. Um, there's that Eight of Pentacles again. This situation has ripened. Like, for those of you that are going into the dark, I feel like this is more masculine energy. I'm not sure. There are two women and one. There are two feminine energies and one masculine energy that are very prominent in this. So it feels like two couples, two separate couples, and like two separate couples that, like, two separate high powered couples that run two separate companies, and one of them is in mental health. Um, yeah, this situation, for those of you that are going into the dark, let me keep going. Yeah, this is learning to balance light and shadow for someone. Likely for you, the self. That's what that represents to me a lot when this particular card comes up. You, the viewer, yourself. Okay? So it's learning to balance these two energies for sure. And coming to terms with the grief and the upheaval that this is going to cause. Okay? That this whistleblowing is going to cause. Um, wow. I don't even. I feel like you have an ally. This also feels like a feminine energy, so this could be like some type of office politics of some sort or something. Um, but I do feel like you have an ally on your side. This is likely an earth sign. This is someone who is very much involved in um, I would say volunteering of some sort. Like, yeah, this is someone who feels like they're very active in their community. Very much kind of a Queen of Pentacles energy. This person that's your ally, they're very grounded. They can see both sides. Okay. I feel like they're gonna have some advice for you as to how to tackle this particular situation. Okay, to help you keep your eyes on the prize. Is I feel like there's something that you're trying to get to, whether it's a certain position, a certain pay, or even just a certain outcome. Like, um, trust the guidance of your North Star. I feel like this person has something to do with that. It could just be that this is someone who's a really good sounding board for you, so you can go to them and they listen to you without judgment and give you solid advice or say certain things that help trigger in you the message that you need. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the Eyes of the Journey of the Soul. Oh, we're almost at an hour. Oh, that's super interesting. And looks like my friend Tristan. So it's become the master that you seek. It's almost as if, and I'm going to take it back to the job thing again. I mean, take what resonates, but it's almost like, oh, nose is itching. So it's almost like if you're in an industry, and again, like I said, you've got like the corporate hierarchy of, the CEO and then, or co-CEOs, and then you've got the people underneath them, and then you've got, your colleague that's above you, type of thing. And you can look at the top and see what a complete and total clusterfuck it is, and know how it should be changed, and know that it, want to change it, trying to change whatever it is that's going on. Again, there's this whistleblower energy. And what Spirit is encouraging you is to become the embodiment of the change that you want to create. So like in some situations this actually has to do with speaking up. Like say you're in a company where the culture is to sweep shit under the carpet and not say anything. Especially if it's like a public facing company, it's to not say anything. It's to not do anything, pretend it didn't happen. It's classified. It's company property, whatever. And you want to change that because some of these things are happening. Some of these things that are happening, actually affect the greater good, and that doesn't sit with you. All right. It's not. If that's the case, like, you're looking at the CEO saying, I could do your job way fucking better than you. And again, this is where that manipulative energy is coming in. I'm not sure who's doing that because I'm picking up a multitude of things from this, but it's like, you see the CEO, you know that you can do their job better than they are right now because what they're doing is driving the company in the ground. Okay, so you manipulate someone who's underneath you to whistle blow so that you can become that new CEO. So that's one scenario, okay? And another scenario is just saying, in order to, embody the culture that you are seeking within this company of honesty and open door policy and transparency, you need to become that, which means you need to speak up. Okay? So let's see where this puts you at in your journey. So that was regret, but I hadn't really shuffled, so we'll see if it comes back out. Usually that's the case if that's the card that's meant to be. Fear. So that's your lesson in all this. Quite literally, this whole journey you're on about keeping your eyes on the prize and learning to be the bridge or be the thing that unites people together. It's overcoming fear. That is what the entire purpose of you going into the dark is about, because you need to learn how to overcome that fear. Okay? It says, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love, because love and fear can't exist in the same space. Boom. Okay, I think we're gonna call it, because wow. Yes, and we were at 58 minutes. This is going to take forever and a day to upload. So, I'm going to cut it here. Thank you for joining me. Remember, your peace is your power, okay? Your peace is your power. You let nothing destroy your peace. Not a pandemic, not some company drama, not somebody fucking around on you or fucking around on someone else or nothing. You let nothing destroy your peace, okay? My loves. Mwah! All right, I'll check you later. I hope you enjoyed this. It was spontaneous. Bye!